Hi, Algebra 1. Let's finish up Lesson 4. We're going to finish up using conversion factors and unit multipliers. So let's take an equality that we know. When we want to convert units from one to another, like feet to yards or yards to feet, we think, what do I know that's true about yards and feet? How are they equal? I know that 3 feet is the same as 1 yard. Well, if they're the same thing, I remember a fact about fractions where the number 1 equals anything over itself. The number 1 equals anything over itself. Anything over itself equals the number 1. So I can use that with unit multipliers. I can take an equality and turn it on its side and make a fraction out of it that's equal to 1. When things equal 1, we call that a unit. And we're going to use those units that are equal to 1 and multiply with them. So 3 feet over 1 yard is the same as the number 1. Or if I flip it the other way, 1 yard over 3 feet is the same as the number 1. It's the same thing over itself. So 3 feet over a yard is the same as a yard over 3 feet because they all equal the number 1. Those are unit multipliers. All right, now let's go to the next section, conversions using those unit multipliers to convert one unit to another. So this asks us to convert 32 feet to inches. We always begin by writing what they gave us, what is given, 32 feet. Now I want to multiply 32 feet times a unit multiplier, and I can make a unit multiplier out of this equality. I can turn it on its side, and one unit multiplier would be 1 foot over 12 inches, or I can turn it over and say 12 inches over 1 foot. Both of those are unit multipliers equal to the number 1. Let's go back to what I'm given. We also know that any number over the number 1 is the same thing as itself. So 32 feet over 1 is the same as 32 feet. I make this a fraction because I'm about to multiply fractions. Okay, so I'm going to multiply one of these unit multipliers times 32 feet, and I want to get rid of feet, and I want to end up with inches. Well, if I multiply it times something with feet in the bottom, then those will cancel. Top and bottom cancel, and I put inches on top. That's what I want to get. So when you choose the unit multiplier, you want to choose the one that has what you're getting rid of in the bottom and what you want in the top. That means I'm going to choose this one, 12 inches over 1 foot, and that helps me know that I multiply 32 times 12 to get my answer. I don't divide 32 divided by 12. So on my calculator, 32 times 12 is 384. And feet are disappearing, and inches is the unit that I end up with. So my answer is 384 inches. Let's try another one. We want to convert 47.25 inches into centimeters. And this is my conversion factor. I can create unit multipliers by saying 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters, or I can say 2.54 centimeters over 1 inch. I'm going to use one of those. I begin by writing what I'm given over the number 1, and now I can multiply. This doesn't get a denominator, and it doesn't get units in the denominator. It just gets the number 1, just to set it up as a fraction. I want to choose the unit multiplier that has what I'm getting rid of in the bottom and what I want to find in the top. So this is the one, the unit multiplier I'm going to use. 2.54 centimeters in top, 1 inch in bottom. And I asked my calculator, what is the answer? 25 times 2. So I get 120.015. Ooh, that's a lot. But wait, there's more. I didn't write down my units. 120 what? So remember, I have inches in top, and that reduces with inches in bottom, and my units are centimeters. So it's 120.015 centimeters. That's my final answer. Always circle your final answer. All right, here's one more. We're going to use 2 unit multipliers, hint, hint. And we're going to convert 4 miles to inches. 4 miles is what I'm given. And I need 2 unit multipliers. So it's going to be times 1 unit multiplier times another unit multiplier. What do I know about miles and inches? I don't know anything. But I do know miles and feet. I know that 1 mile is 5280 feet. We're going to use that number a lot, so try to memorize that. A mile is 5280 feet, or you can write it in the back of your book. And I know that 1 foot is the same as 12 inches, right? All right, now I can go from miles to inches. I can go miles to feet, and then feet to inches. Let's come back to where we're beginning. I have miles on top, and I want to get rid of miles. So, I'm going to put miles in the bottom so that they will cancel. Put what I'm getting rid of in the bottom and what I want to find in the top. Well, all I know about miles is this. And if miles goes in the bottom, then the 5280 must go on top. So that is what I'm going to use for my first unit multiplier. Now my miles cancels and I have feet, but I don't want feet, I want inches. So I need to find something that has feet in the bottom, what I want to get rid of, and what I want to find in the top. Well, I know something between feet and inches. I know that 1 foot is 12 inches. And if I want feet in the bottom, to get rid of it, I can put 12 inches in the top, and that's my unit multiplier. So now I'm set to go. If you'll line them all up before you do any multiplying and get everything in order, then it's much easier to work. My feet cancel. The only units I have left is inches. And I can use my calculator. 4 times 5280 times 12 equals a big number. 253,440 over 1, which I don't have to write 1 in the denominator. It's understood. And my units are inches. One more thing in Saxon Math. When they do these unit conversions, sometimes they'll multiply it out, but soon they're going to say, I know you know how to use your calculator. What I really want to know is if you know how to set it up. And so the final answer in the back of the book is going to start looking like this. It will show what you're beginning with. It will show that you're multiplying times 5280 and you're multiplying times 12. And they are saying, I know you know how to do that on your calculator. And they show the final units after all these others cancel out. And so the back of the book might show your answer like this sometimes, and it might show your answer like this sometimes. Both are acceptable to me. All right, I would like for your homework to finish lesson 4 by working the practice set and the problem set, only the odd ones. I'll say that on the email. All right, have a great weekend.